Was that a little bit smoother this time? Hey everybody, it's Bill
And Bella. And Will.
and Bernie.
And Bernie.
We're all here except Natasha. I don't know if that went any smoother this week. We're still trying to be smooth. And we got all of us. Kids wanted to join in again, so we're hanging out. We also have some bread in the oven. I saw a cousin of mine, Maria, posted on Facebook the other day that she got a hold of our grandmother's bread recipe. So I had to bug her for that. And we got some bread cooking, so the kids will be up and down in a minute here to check on it. Had some bad timing today. Oh well. We'll work on it. So let me know if the mic is all right. I can turn it up. I am messing around. I don't need it on inside, but I was just messing around. We're going to call this guy Boris. We'll have Boris and Natasha because he's got the Russian furry hat. Call him Boris. So everybody is here. That is fantastic. Let me go through. Say hello to folks. Bob's Adventure. Hello, thanks for coming.
He's the first one.
Who's next?
Happy Place Camping.
Hello, Happy Place Camping. 3, 2, 1 Adventures. You're new to here. How are you? I believe Natasha watched some stuff separately from me. But yeah, hello, 3, 2, 1 Adventures. Tell us about your channel if you like. How's it going? See our view. Hello, Linda Barker, James Catney's K and our destinations. Beyond Beauty 3 will be coming up after us. Beyond Beauty, let us know what you're doing today as far as your trivia. Rhonda, Ardez RV Life. I'm not sure. We'll call you. Maybe I should click on people. Natasha, that's Bella's job. New Horizons. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Happy Place Camping. Yes, Natasha is working. And she messaged me to tell me that they floated her to the neuro floor today. Beer bug patients.
The C word.
So, yes. Travel Kiwi. Hello.
Ooh, Kiwi.
You must be fairly new as well. Please tell us about your channel.
They said that
That's pretty awesome. Fulltime Dream, Happy Lucky Dogs production. Yes, we need a red star. Thank you, RV Underway, for the raid. Mel Nettie, Living Free, Zip Codeless. How you guys doing? Liked your sticker video today. Love to send you one. And I'll throw that up here in a second. As soon as I feel like I'm caught up. Van Life with Gina Payne. Hello. Sorry if the camera's bouncing around. I tried to put it on the today. So I just feel like I'm looking up to the side or at the computer. RV Underway, JW Carter, hello. There's RV Underway. Wayward Wags, awesome. Thanks for being here, guys. Very cool. And everyone saying howdy. I think we're caught up. Let me go ahead and throw up our banner. This is for the sticker swap. That is our email address. If you want to email us your address, we will send you a sticker. Or if you just want to send us your sticker, that way we'll get your envelope with your address on it, and we'll send you one. I did check the mail yesterday. We got a P.O. box here in Verdi. I don't know where we are. We got a sticker from Mr. Jerry Holly and Diana. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think we might have 2 of those now, but that's fine with me.
The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. And we got one from Happy Place Camping. There it is. Thanks, guys.
Oh, that's cool.
Very cool. And, of course, awesome cards. So, what have we been up to since last week? Not a whole lot. We did actually go out for a little walk. What was it called? Oxbow Nature Trail?
Nature Center.
Study.
Nature Study. Hello, Scott Jacobs. In appreciation. Thanks for coming. But yeah, that was neat. I think it was just like a little bit more than, might be a 0.8 mile loop around. But we saw some animals. What kind of animals did we see?
Snake.
Snake?
Yeah, we saw a snake.
That was weird.
And we saw lots of birds.
I tried to drag Will closer to it. He wasn't
freaked out.
having it.
He freaked out.
That's okay. I mean, I'm not going to like run up and pick up a snake myself, but at least go a little bit near it.
Yeah, like you did with that alligator one time when you were taking pictures of it. You were like inches from it.
Carolyn from Diary of a Family is at work. That's awesome. Nurses get a break. I didn't know that. Natasha tells me all the time. No, I'm just kidding. That is good. But other than that, no, we've just been hanging out, working on some videos. We're working on the notorious, infamous refrigerator video. If you want to find out how to get a residential fridge over there somewhere, I can't do that. Hello, the art of RVing.
It's a pee break.
Diary Family's taking a pee break.
Awkward.
Oh, Carolyn, gotcha. A small, tiny little break. I thought that was Garrett. I was like, that's nice, Garrett. That's funny. Check the bread. Check that bread. See if it's browned. Yeah, other than that, just hanging out.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have any big plans coming up. It's kind of hard to make plans. We'll see if things open back up. I think Natasha's next actual weekend off is sometime beginning of June. So we'll see what happens here.
I can't get it.
Yeah, it's Carolyn. I know. Funny. Other than that, look at that bread. Isn't that beautiful? Bring one of those over here. If it's browned and ready. Look at that. That looks like bread.
And I drop it.
That looks like bread. That's beautiful. So, they're just making a little bit of noise. Other than that, we do have a very special guest today. And I'm out of things to talk about in the introduction. Said hello to everybody. Sounds fabulous. Let's go ahead and bring our special guest in. I'm sure if you aren't following these folks, you definitely need to be, but chances are a lot of you are definitely following them. We have Mr. Andrew from our National Adventure.
Hey,
Bill. Hey, guys.
Hello,
Thanks for having us on.
I might squeeze the kids out, or I might. There we go. Keep them in. All right.
Cool.
How are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing pretty good. We're hanging in there. It's tough not being able to go.
Right? It really is. And for those of you who don't know, we got Allison's in there in the chat because I'm not, texting in the chat while I'm talking to you.
It's very difficult to do, which is going to be hard for me to do. We have the chat pulled up here, so I'm going to try to keep track. If anybody has any questions for Andrew or Allison, who's in the chat.
Yeah, I think you can address the chat. I'll address your questions, and we can go from there.
Excellent. Well, I know the first one by heart.
Of
if
course.
they're not familiar with it, tell us a little bit about yourselves and your channel.
Sure, absolutely. So I guess we're currently at our home base here in Georgia, but we started our national adventure probably in the fall of 2018. Allison and I had struggled for such a long time to get to this list of places that we had wanted to visit. We had just had our baby Chloe, who was our third daughter, and she was about 2 months old when we decided just to buy an RV and hit the road and finally go to see this entire list of places, which included heading up to Yellowstone to Montana and doing a full loop of the United States. And really with that, our national adventure really wasn't, I guess I'd say, centered around going to visit all the national parks at first. That's just kind of something that we picked up along the way. And really what we did with it is we were just creating YouTube videos at first to send slideshows, I guess I'd say, home to our parents and our families in a way for them to stay kind of connected with us. And it wasn't probably until about, I guess I'd say, 4 or 5 months in that we said, you know, maybe we should make something with this. We met, you know, some other full-time RVers who had channels, and we just decided to run with it and go from there. And the basis, I guess I'd say, wasn't always around doing national parks. We wanted to make sure we did small towns, other experiences, and everything in between. And so that kind of combined all together, I guess I'd say, was our kind of national adventure. But we really want to make it so that everybody else can enjoy it and be along there for the adventure on the ride with us as well. So that's us in a nutshell.
That's great. Which is, we love you guys. We love your channel. We actually got the opportunity to meet you guys at a full-time family reunion in Florida, which is really cool. And we got to get to know you guys and really feel we built a friendship in that short amount of time. So
I can't believe that that's already been like over a year ago, last March. And I remembered meeting you guys at the Filmers campfire, and also I think maybe we had met also during that tornado where we're all sheltered in the big the big hut area, whatever it was. And then I remember beating you at poker as well.
Yeah, that was a fun time. We're pondering maybe trying to do that again this year. We're trying to play off of Diary of a Family. They say we need to be intentional with our life. We're trying to be intentional about actually planning ahead and giving our kids an opportunity to go back and hang out with those friends again and see people that we met.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That was a blast. And we're so close to it now that if they do have it again next year, of course, in Madison, we would pop on down as well. Because, I mean, what can you be with like 70 families, over 200, 300 people there, kids playing from dawn to dusk? It was incredible.
That was a little intimidating. I saw a few more people pop in. I saw my brother Brian, hello, and Northwoods RV Life. There they are.
He doesn't like our Fortnite skills.
You said your Fortnite play is lacking.
Yeah. That's funny. So good. Camper Life is here as well. Hello, Camper Life. Look at that. Well, there's one mega channel here. I don't know if there's 2 mega channels on the panel this evening, but thanks for being here, William. We appreciate you. And yeah, I guess we'll continue down the list. See, I'm afraid now that Natasha made this list and she's going to be watching this later. She'll be like, because I feel like I could play off of what we're talking about, but I don't want to ask a question that might be there later.
Ask away. You know, we don't need to go down a list of questions. Whatever you want to talk about, it's fine.
I was just thinking, I was always just, so your channel now, I know that you're over 2,000 subscribers. How many are you at now?
We're just a bit above, I guess I'd say about 22, closing in on 2,300 subscribers. And I think the bulk of that was really in the last year. Now, I know that we're still a really, probably because it's a small channel, and there's probably people in the chat room who have more subscribers than us as well. So, but it's been a blessing.
Right. And other people do it too, but I just like the quality of your guys' videos. I always just told Allison all the time that I'm just like amazed that you guys did that all on your phone. You recorded it on your phone, you edited it on your phone, and it was quality stuff. It was just really cool.
Yeah, well, thank you. And that's definitely all Allison, to credit to her. Through, I guess I'd say through November or December of 2019, we were editing. We started out on, I think, like an iPhone 8 until late spring last year. And then we're working on the Samsung Galaxy S10 with Filmora Go or KineMaster and that stuff. And then we really only switched to the upgraded camera now for some of our latest videos back in January this year, and using Premiere Pro and all that high-tech stuff. I don't know. But I don't know how she does it. She's just a natural editor, and I give her all the credit for doing that.
Yeah. She's definitely the talented one. And yeah, you guys had moved on. You bought you always had laptops and stuff, but now you're actually using the editing software. And
absolutely. You know, we always had a laptop, and I've always had my work computer with me, you know, because I keep maintained a full-time job working remotely while traveling, moving week to week. Even I still had a full-time job, and had to dial in for conference calls every single day and stuff like that. So we kept busy.
That's right. See if anybody else. I saw Art of RVing was in here. You got their little buddy Gus, who loves Natasha. But he's always talking smack against me. Not cool, Gus. Come on, man. All right, let me go to another question, because I know I'm going to get flack for it if I don't. How did you and Allison meet?
Well, you know, she'll say it differently. I'll give it to you straight. So we met back in college. This was, you know, over a decade ago now. And we met taking a Latin salsa dancing class at Arizona State. You know, I was probably signing up the class so I heard you can get phone numbers from girls and partner up with them and dance and stuff like that. So I was, you know, that was me, 20-year-old college guy. And I guess it worked out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's fun.
The rest is history, as they say.
That's right. And how long have you been married?
We have been married for, Allison, correct me if I'm wrong. We've been married for 13 years.
Yeah. I have trouble with that myself, but I have a little bit of a cheat sheet, because it's always, well, how old is Will? And then we add a year to that. So if I can figure out how old Will is, then I can figure out how long we've been married.
Or how old I am. Subtract
You've been married for 10 years, but going into 11.
Yeah, you're almost 11 years in August.
That's true. Hello, Consider the Wonders. I know we are new to each other's channels. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. And as everyone else always says, if you're not familiar with any of these channels you see in the chat or you see us talking about, go check them out. Maybe they're not your bag, but
Dad, the bread is done.
give them a shot. The bread is done. The bread looks fabulous.
Now you can eat it.
We can try it.
We don't want that.
We don't want what?
Oh, Allison says, "Oh, you don't want that."
No. Okay, so we were good when we were practicing the salsa dancing, but if you ask us to do it right now, I'd just probably trip over my feet and kill myself.
Probably be rusty.
A little rusty.
Just a little bit, you know. Other priorities, I guess I'd say right now.
Right. I think you've already touched on this. You told us about your family and your 3 adorable children. You told us about your channel. Maybe I should read 3 of these before I say them out loud.
No, I mean, the kids are great. I would have them on, but you know, little kids, they'll be on for like a minute and then they'll run away and do something else and come back. So they're at peace right now upstairs.
That's right. That's why we're lucky to have Will sitting still for so long. Will, if you feel the need to go outside and play, you do what you got to do now that the bread is done. All right, man?
Allison said she likes her bread.
We'll mail it to you. Or maybe if we figure out that this is good, we'll do it again, but actually film it. And
yeah.
Then you can take our recipe, our family recipe.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a secret. That's Grandma's recipe. I don't know if we should do that.
That's great grandma's secret recipe.
That's right. Yeah, the kids would definitely like to run the channel. We've been talking about getting a new action cam and trying out that DJI. action cam. And the
Nice.
kid's like, well, what are you going to do with your old GoPro? Can we have it? I'm like, no. I think we're still going to keep that one because we're always paranoid about like how you can mount it to the outside of your vehicle or something.
Oh yeah, no, we were paranoid about doing that too and having it fall off. I don't know how some of the other channels do that.
Yeah. Or like, okay, but we're only going to drive like 50 feet, and then we're going to go get it real quick.
But now
Thank you,
you have a backup camera, you can get multiple angles here and there.
Right. That's the plan. And then the whole goal is maybe we'll look at them and compare it to the GoPro, and we'll see what happens. Allison says water sports. Used to GoPro in the water. Yes. When we were in Florida. Was it Florida? Everybody was going to that swimming hole.
Yeah. So we were the one who found the blue spring that was probably just about 10 or 15 minutes away. And then we sent the message out to everybody else to go to that spring and just go dive in and see how far down you can go, or swim out into the current and hopefully you have enough energy to swim yourself back in and not get carried away.
Right. By the time we got out there, I think it had rained and it filled up. And then that was the first place we actually took our camera and put it under the water. And we're like, is it going to break it? It survived. It survived.
No, it was awesome. Did you guys go on that canoe trip too? I took that down. I think I strapped the GoPro to my head and went on that canoe trip down the I think it was the Suwannee River or something. And where you met up with Jill at the end of the canoe ride.
Yeah. No, we didn't do that. Wasn't that everybody was complaining that wasn't it like freezing cold that day? And we never signed
it. We were outside the dog ball while every one of our friends was doing it, and we were like, why isn't anybody outside? It's not fair.
Natasha's on lunch break. She's joining us.
Hi, Mom. Say hi, Bernie.
They let her eat lunch today.
Say hi to Mom, Bernie.
Our Epic RV Adventure showed up. Thanks for being here, guys. No, and then that canoe trip, we'll blame it on me. It's being tall and having these long legs. I'm like, I don't know. Am I going to fit in a canoe? And is that going to be really fun? And
yeah.
So if Dad doesn't do it, nobody else does it.
Yeah, I don't think you would have felt comfortable in one of those things. They were metal. They were tipped really easy. There were a couple times where me, just with Kiara in the front, that we were, almost going to tip over. And there were so many low-hanging, banyan trees or branches out there that you'd probably just get knocked over.
Yeah. And we'll see. Maybe we'll try a canoe. We were talking about that the other day about maybe going to Tahoe and getting a canoe or something. And if it's open and we're able to do that.
Yeah, right. Are the state parks open out there for you guys?
Natasha told me a story. Somebody she works with said that the Nevada side never closed.
Oh.
But they said they have people on the California side patrolling, and if they catch you, you'll get $1,000 fine.
Wow.
If they catch you out there. Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
I know this.
But you can
would love to do that.
Yeah. You can still rent equipment, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Well, maybe nobody's there manning it, so you just take it.
Take it.
No.
No, that would be fun. That is actually one place that we missed and that we'll have to make it back to at some point. Now, even though we're in our sticks and bricks right now, we do plan on continuing our travels. We've got the RV that's been in the shop for, so long, but once we get it repaired and get it back, we do plan on going out again at some point once this COVID-19 is over.
Yes. I don't know if you touched on this earlier. See, that's my other problem. I need to remember what we talked about.
I don't have the questions in front of me either. So, yeah, Allison, if you're there.
Oh, I got them. What sparked your interest in RVing? I don't know if you said.
Oh, my gosh. So, yeah, I think neither one of us had ever been in a camper, an RV, or anything like that before at all. And I think it just came up that was a way to get to where we wanted to go and where we wanted to see. And so we had pets. We actually, when we left, we had four cats or 3 cats coming with us in the RV. And so we couldn't schedule any time at all to ever have anybody take care of them for us. And we just had so many places on our list that we wanted to see. So one night, I think I was just up and saying, all right, we're just going to buy an RV and we're just going to go do this right now. And then, you know, about a week later, we're buying an RV, putting our house up for sale and getting ready to hit the road. So really, it was just a spur of the moment. We're both kind of impulsive, I guess I'd say. Sometimes one of us is more than the other, depending on what's going on. And so we just said, all right, let's just buy an RV and do this.
Go ahead.
So can you hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I muted the mic. Sorry about that.
Really,
I thought I muted it. So we got a fan running on the mic of the convection oven. There we go. I don't know if you probably can't hear it.
Yeah, it really is just a spur of the moment decision to do that. And I'm glad that we did, because you know, we've met so many wonderful people out on the road, this great full-time families, RV community, and, you know, beyond full-time families as well. And so it's just been a wonderful experience for us doing that. And we no regrets, even with the RV that has just went completely downhill. We bought a lemon.
Yeah.
And no idea even now when we're going to get it back, or if Jayco is even open to send the parts to the camp. This is probably the 3rd Camping World we've had it at now. And so if they can connect somehow and get the right parts that don't get shipped broken, you know, fingers crossed that we'll have our RV back by, you know, 2025 or something at this rate.
That's terrible. Well, I thought you guys were you going to take it up to Indiana, or is that?
No, so we used to have contact in Indiana, but we don't have anymore. The marketing department moved on. But I think if push comes to shove, and if they can't get it done right here, I might just hook it up and drive it on and dump it on over there at this point. That's
unreal. And that's just crazy. That's one of those video series you need to go over to our National Adventure and check out. When we follow along with you guys, and we occasionally chat on Messenger or something, but
right.
You heard about what was happening, and then we actually saw the video. Like I don't know what we were picturing, but we actually saw the video and we're like, whoa, are you serious? And then the way that they gave it back to you, and they were like, yeah, we sort of fixed it. And
they basically just put some sealant on it, shoved up the flashing, and said, well, that looks good to me, right? What happened was the underbelly underneath the front area was just bowing all the time from flexing or whatnot, or expansion of the plywood. They just said it wasn't constructed properly. And so when they finally, the 3rd Camping World finally took it apart and said the repairs, all diagnosing and having it and whatnot, and then everything else that falls apart in between. So, you know, we got the exterior damage, we have interior, countertop damage, refrigerator, air conditioning, all that stuff had broken at one point or another.
Yeah. So not to talk smack about them, but what kind of RV do you have?
Not to talk smack about them, but we have a 2018 Jayco mid-bunk. And, you know, I will say this. I think that this one was just manufactured poorly. When we went there and met them, they're amazing people to go there and meet. I think that just this particular one, for whatever reason, fell apart. And I think that it's also because when we went in there, their manufacturing process seemed pretty good. And we saw the whole thing. But I also think that the particular model, the particular unit that we bought at Camping World, they were just trying to shove off the lot at that point.
Right.
And shouldn't have been sold. But anyways.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's try to change tracks. But yeah, that is just amazing. And in that video, I'm like, I don't know where Andrew is, but Allison seems pretty calm with all this stuff going on, going up to pick it up. I said, I don't know if Andrew's inside yelling at the guy, but anyway, yeah, we
I think we're taking turns.
Yeah. So if you want to, one of the questions was how, because a lot of people want to know, how do you work and travel, and how did you support your family while you were traveling?
Sure. I mean, I've always worked. So I've been a tax attorney for about 8 years, 9 years now. But then I got an opportunity when I was tired of working in corporate, and I got an opportunity from one of the software companies that I worked for to go work remotely for them and test their software. And so what I do now is I work for a software company to test their software, and I can do that pretty much from anywhere. But that meant getting on a lot of different calls at odd hours, and sometimes going to campground bathrooms and sitting in a toilet stall like on the movie RV, and hooking up into the internet and getting on a conference call. I mean, now, I'm great that it's not like right now, because they've all jumped over to doing like Teams or Zoom calls and stuff like that with actual video, and that wouldn't have worked out well for me at that point. But yeah, I think that the strain of it all was, because we were, East Coast, West Coast, 3-hour time difference, and sometimes they didn't care what time it was for me. They would hold calls at like 7 or 8 a.m. and I'd just have to get up and go with the flow. So, but yeah, I always worked remotely in software.
Yes. And I did not to go back, but do want to honor people's questions in the chat.
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Before we go here, let me say we have a Jayco North Point, and we enjoy it. I think I always say they're all built in the same area. They're all built the same nowadays. We're not ragging on Jayco, and like our Epic RV Adventure says here, every once in a while, everyone's going to have a lemon here and there, but
absolutely.
RVing was asking, what model did you have?
It's a 30.5 MBLK. Like I said too, when we went there, we met several folks in their marketing group. They were nothing but amazing, and showing us a good time to tour around their area. So nothing but good things to say about the actual Jayco team. Just I think that it's the unit that we had.
Yes. Hello, Imagine Your Odyssey. IYO, thanks for coming to the NOTB show. That's kind of an inside joke. We were on their chat the other day, and Jerry Hawley said, "Hey, NOTB," and they were like, "What's NOTB? What is that?" Yeah, that's us.
We were thinking about shortening down to ONA, or On Adventure Family, or something like that, because our national adventure was, we're going through transitioning on that. So if anybody wants to leave a comment, ONA, On Adventure Family, we'd love to get some feedback on that.
There you go. It's kind of going off of that. And earlier you talked about kind of how you transitioned to visit the national parks and how that became a mission. What has been your favorite national park?
Wow. That's a tough one. I mean, Allison and I and the kids, we all probably differ in opinion on that. I can give you a favorite one from each region, I guess I'd say, of our country. But overall, I'd have to say probably my favorite is probably still Acadia. And that's because I really liked visiting Bar Harbor, camping at the Thousand Trails just north of there. And I think that they had a diverse amount of things to see there. You could go whale watching, lobstering, or you could go several hikes up and around there, go see the seashore and lighthouses and all that fun stuff. So I think that had a diverse amount of activities to it, more than you think of like a traditional national park of just going on this hike to this waterfall or that one or so forth, seeing some wildlife. It's just a little bit different for me.
Right. Yeah, we've learned so much about national parks. I didn't even know or realize, like when we were in Connecticut, there was a national park. It was like Roger Williams. I don't know, maybe it was a monument, come to think of it. But anyway, it was just like it was a tiny park, but it was a information center that you would go into and you would learn about, and they would get their ranger map and all that. So they're everywhere. And
they are. So we're not trying to hit all 400 plus national park units. We're just going for the 62. And I think that we've got about 15 left. So we did, in the span of like just under a year and a half, we did about 47 national parks. So probably about 15 more to go, and we'll knock those out over the next couple of years.
Yeah. Is there one that's high on the bucket list that you have to do no matter what?
So I think that the intriguing ones to us really are going to do the 7 or 8 up in Alaska. At some point, we're going to have to take a full summer, head up to Alaska, probably when the kids are a bit older, just because I know that there's 1 or 2 that are really difficult to get to, where you have to take a flight right into the park and be dropped off for several nights. But I think the one I'm the most looking forward to is probably American Samoa, which is probably about 24 hours of flying to get to, or however, and you get over to by boat, and then it's just looks like a private beach or a reef to yourself. And I'd love to take the kids snorkeling there when they're a bit older. So those are they're just tough to get to, I think, at this point.
That'd be amazing. So you guys are originally from Colorado? Well, no.
We are from the greater Denver area, yeah.
I was going to say, but I know you went to school in Florida, but that was for law school, right?
Yeah, I went to law school at UF in Gainesville, correct. But I took a job in Colorado probably back in 2013 or 2014 now. And so we call Colorado home. We've lived in a number of places, but that's, I think, the one state that's had an impact on all of us. 2 of our kids were born in Colorado, so it's a beautiful state.
Was there a national park there or one in the area that kind of sparked we need to see more of these? Or
well, no. The funny thing is gosh, we're so bad about it. When we lived there, we maybe went to see part of Rocky Mountain National Park, and then that was it. National parks were nowhere on our radar at that point. I think it's just shuffling the kids around to activities or school or whatnot, and meeting up with friends. And so that was national parks when we were there. We loved to go to the mountains for sure, but we never went to sand dunes. We didn't go to Black Canyon, Gunnison, or Mesa Verde. We didn't do any of those until we actually went on this trip.
Yeah, Allison's throwing them in there. She's like, there's 3: Gunnison, Rockies, and I think you said the other was Black Canyon. Is that what you said?
No, there's 4, right? So there's Black Canyon and Gunnison, there's Mesa Verde, Great Sand Dune, and then there's Rocky Mountain National Park. There's 4, Allison. Get it right.
Oh! Imagine your Odyssey has a question. What is your recommendation of finding national campgrounds and searching for dry camping free locations on the East Coast?
Is that for you guys or for us? Like, for me, I've always just used Campendium or Free Roam. That's just about it. And I think that everybody uses those to get reviews or figure out where boondocking spots are. Then there's nothing else to it than that for us. Was just using those apps and watching YouTube videos to see where anybody else had potentially boondocked in that state or by the park. So that's all we did, really. And then, most importantly, checking to see if we could get our 37-foot fifth wheel up and in and out. There have been some times where we have gotten severely stuck. So check ahead of time.
Yes. Hello, meant to be
Especially on the
RV.
East Coast too.
Which one's that?
No, I was saying, sorry. Especially on the East Coast too. I think that the East Coast, the spots are a lot smaller, a lot narrower to get into, and the navigation out there was just not what we were familiar with, I guess I'd say, being from Colorado.
Yes. Now you said Campendium. What was the other one you mentioned?
Campendium, and there's an app on Android. I don't know if it's on iPhone. It's called Free Roam.
Free Roam.
So I found that combining the two gave me pretty much every single free spot.
Yeah. Good. Okay. On the flip side, to put you on the spot, we talked about your favorite. Are there any parks that you visited that were underwhelming, or your least favorite that you were like, it was built up too much? Or
I don't think so. I mean, I think that a lot of people give certain parks a bad rap for one thing or another, but I think you can find something interesting about any park that you go to. Like I've heard people say things about Hot Springs, and I've heard people say things about Gateway or Indiana Dunes or Cuyahoga, the smaller parks, right? But I would say that if you go to Hot Springs, they're the only national park where the downtown is part of the park, and you've got like these 7 amazing bathhouses and stuff like that. So I think that to us, for a lot of other people's opinions on what's good or bad, I think that you just have to go there, and you can always find something that's enjoyable to do. So I'm going to kind of cop out of that one.
I was going to say, good answer, counselor. No, just kidding. What's next? How are we doing out there? Anybody else have any questions? Please pop it in there. Allison saying Joshua Tree was for me, but it was a personal experience.
Yeah. Oh, so we were in Joshua Tree during the shutdown last January. And so a lot of what we experienced there, and it's not that we went there because of the shutdown and people were going in for free or whatnot. We've always had a national parks pass. It's just that was on that date of our itinerary that we had mapped out. This was back before pre-family reunion. We used to map out where we were going and have a set schedule and stuff like that, and that went out the window pretty quickly. But when we were at Joshua Tree, it was during the shutdown, and we were just sort of appalled by the amount of trash and people going in there and not taking care of things. And so I think that was probably the impact on her. We didn't get to see too much more of it because of everything that was going on.
Yeah, I want to say that was one of the big parks a lot of people were posting about, that people were in there and just disrespecting the space and leaving trash laying around, and people breaking the cactus. I don't remember. That was just like people were being silly.
Yeah, the trees were getting harmed, and it was just not a good experience. But it's definitely someplace to go back to and put a positive spin on it, I guess.
Yes. All right. Now, if you want to skip over these, we can skip over them, but we have it on here. You've recently transitioned from full-time RV life to a sticks and bricks. Tell us how you made that transition and what life is like now.
So, I think that we were just tired of being in Airbnbs. Like, we were renting Airbnbs by the month while the whole ordeal with the RV was going down. And so we just said, let's buy a house so this stuff never happens to us again, like this, where we get caught renting Airbnbs in different places. And so it just kind of threw us off doing that. And so that's what kind of drove the decision to buy sticks and bricks. And the transition's been easy. I mean, the kids enjoy having their own bedrooms, and it's kind of a unique situation because when we did move into this house, the whole shelter in place also started. So we have yet to really go out and experience where we're living. And so we've just been in this house for about 5 going on 6 weeks now. And so we're looking forward to going out and exploring the rest of Georgia when we can. But I think everybody enjoys having a certain amount of space. When we're living in an RV, we're in 250 square feet, and it's fun because we get to go and see anything that we want to do, and we're very close as a family. But at the same time, I think the kids like having their own room, and for me, work-wise, with everything transitioning the way it has for my job, it was kind of good turning point in that too. But we are looking forward to getting back on the road again and getting out there and doing some more traveling and creating some more unique content.
Yes. I think you mentioned earlier that it's Chloe, your youngest, right? That she was 2 months old when you started, so she really only knows the RV life. What does she think of being in a house?
Oh, it's amazing to her, really. I think the fun thing for Chloe is that we have had all this stuff. We weren't one of those families that sold everything, and we actually had a lot of stuff. A lot of the kids, it was the kids' old clothes that we actually had kept, knowing that she'd probably use it down the road. So opening up their old boxes of old toys and clothes that were now usable for Chloe, I think that was the biggest joy that I've seen on her, is that she fits their old dresses and their old dolls that they don't use anymore, all that stuff. She never really had her own toys before, so she's having a field day with it.
Yeah. You have any questions?
No.
And check and see what Allison's saying here. Oh, we're good.
Yes. But
yeah, I mean, we really do plan on taking Own a Family on Adventure Family, whatever we decide to go with at that point, and really keep going out on new adventures. The idea is to go out and see a lot of the small towns, do more national parks, give our own perspective on everything. We had actually had plans before this all got all the international travel got shut down. We actually had plans to go abroad for about 4 weeks and go to start doing the wonders of the world. So in addition to the national parks, we didn't know that a lot of foreign countries had their own national parks or these UNESCO sites, or, we wanted to go and see the world too. And so we started saying, okay, what can we start with? And we were going to go do the 7 wonders of the world. We were going to go to Turkey. We were going to go to Egypt. We were going to go to Jordan. And all those plans got washed once airline bookings and other countries started closing down their borders to international travel. So that's all been put on hold.
Right. Natasha's going back to work. See you later, dear. Don't get the Rona.
Don't get the C word. Don't get the C.
Yeah. The C word. Oh no.
The C word.
No, that's amazing. Is that still in the works to go?
Yeah, no,
overseas?
It is. It's just to be continued, because Turkish Airlines has offered us a credit on our flights, and so we're going to be going at some point abroad to do these 7 wonders of the world and other world heritage sites and so forth. Just to I was really looking forward to seeing some of these huge Star Wars Indiana Jones fan, and I was looking forward to going and taking a camel ride in the Wadi Rum Desert in South Jordan and seeing all the filming locations and stuff like that, and floating in the Dead Sea or whatnot. So we were really looking forward to a lot of these things after being holed up in Airbnbs for a couple of months. And so it was a little bit sad, but we still plan on doing it.
Well, that's good.
Future.
And that'll be, you're still planning on, well, you're still creating content. I know that.
Yeah.
So you're going to continue on with that. And
absolutely. There's always something. There's always an adventure to be had. Really, It doesn't need to be a national park or a national adventure. It's everything and anything in between can be. You can find some adventure in it, and that's what our channel really is all about.
Right. I think that's kind of the cool thing about you're down in the South now, and there's just so much history and so much amazing things to see in that area. So, which we're getting more appreciation for as we get older. I think when I was younger, I I didn't care about history and all that stuff, but now it's just neat to see, and you learn things through your own experiences. So
absolutely. And we're in Georgia. We're in a state that, whether you agree with it or not, and we're going to stay inside our house, I guess I'd say, for the next couple of weeks, that has opened up, certain businesses or whatnot. But, I don't know what to do with all of that just yet with little kids. And so I think that we're just going to stay put for a little while. We are planning on going up to the Smokies in June. We've got a little collaboration going on with that coming up. But there are there are so many things to see that you can drive out to in a day, not really have to get out of your car, or go out and see in nature around here, that we're looking forward to doing.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys had heard about it. Did you hear about the Mayberry meetup? A lot of the RV YouTubers are getting together up in Mount Airy, North Carolina this October.
No,
we're going to try to make it to that one. So
yeah,
we have it booked.
I am so out of the loop. Allison is really good about keeping in the loop on a lot of that stuff. But I am so out of the loop on it. I basically show up on camera and then I do my part through filming the whole process of it. But she is very in tune with all that stuff, and she's very in tune with stuff like Full-Time Families. Like we watched, or she put together the Mother's Day video, and I thought, I watched everybody's portions. I really thought you guys did such an awesome job with your editing on your portion of the video.
Yeah.
And so she's really in tune with the whole community in that way.
Yes, there you go. Small plug. It's for a organization. They're called Full-Time Families. If you go over to the Full-Time Families channel, there was a Mother's Day collaboration of giving ideas for families and RVs to give gifts to their mother for Mother's Day. So we did it. Our National Adventure did it. Diary of a Family did it.
Chicks Life.
Our National Adventure, Chicks Life.
Chicks Life, and then us.
Yes. So some people in there you might know. I think it's entertaining. I think there's some serious stuff, and then there's some kind of goofy.
Not serious stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just us. I mean, that we're just gonna. I don't know if we can do serious all the time, but we sure try.
Yeah.
No, us either. I get more of my kids' attention when I'm doing goofier stuff, where I can sort of reel them in, I guess I'd say, into doing videos when it's fun for them. So we try to think about, whenever we're doing an adventure or anything at all, we try to look for what's going to work for 3 little kids to get them through this, so that they have a meaningful and yet fun experience with it.
Yeah. Well, you're in big trouble. We could throw a link in the chat, and if Allison's on her phone, we could bring her up here if she's saying you're not doing good enough here.
I know. It's,
we could put a link in there. You can pop up on your phone if you want to, and you can say hi. You can do whatever if you want. You don't have to, but I'll put a link in there if you want to pop up and correct it.
I'm just trying to give her credit. She's the one who runs with our channel, and then I think right now she's with Chloe. Chloe's been a little bit fussy this afternoon, so I give her all the credit for starting and running this thing.
Yeah, no worries. Well, that's awesome, and yeah, we are coming close on our hour. What
I was gonna say, while we were recording and Mom was waking up, the first time she smiled.
Yes.
First time she was laughing because she said, I can't help it. It's funny.
Yeah, and it's fun, and you're trying to, like, stuff like that. It's like, okay, this is supposed to be a quick video. Let's just knock it out. Let's get it done, and then it's supposed to be fun. And then you having the kids like deliver their line like 12 times, and you're like, okay. And then by the time you get one, it looks like they're being tortured. They're not having any fun whatsoever. But that's part of the fun, right?
Yeah, or the other time you miss something funny or kooky that they say, and you're like, what? I didn't catch that on camera. Let me say that again. Say it again.
Yep. We need to relive that moment, which won't ever happen. Yeah. Yeah, no worry, Allison. I understand Chloe's keeping you busy. That's cool. Yeah. Diary of a Family put in the link for the Mother's Day collaboration. It's a pretty good video. Check it out. Mel Nettie Living Free Zip Codeless has been doing great putting your channel in there, our national adventure. Moderators, of course, always welcome. Put your links in there as well. And yeah, we're closing up. Also, yeah, sorry, another thing, moderators, if you want to throw in Beyond Beauty 3, I believe she's on after us still. And just to run down the lineup real quick, tonight, someone may need to correct me. And I should actually just pull up the email, but that'll take too long. It was Beyond Beauty 3. It used to be POA. I think they're still maybe doing a premiere weekly. Thin Blue Lane was live 1 week, but I don't know if they're still live. Then we still have Our Epic RV Adventure after them. And then I believe Jerry Holly is doing the karaoke night that Slow Momentum is normally doing. Goodbye, Arkansas Woodcutter. Sorry I missed you coming in. I did see that earlier. I never did get around to it. And Beyond Beauty 3 is doing Disney songs and RV trivia. So that's always fun. Yes, that's always fun. Well, Andrew, what's for supper? What's going on?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I could have some of that bread. Then we'd be good to go.
Exactly. I'm gonna go dig in to that. I think maybe.
Yeah, our snack.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
Thanks for having us on. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. We were like all these, and I'm not really great running solo, so I appreciate you being here and dealing with my quirks. But just trying to bust through it. I know next week Natasha's working also. We thought it might be entertaining to try to have something pre-recorded with her mom and then have my mom on. That could be interesting. But yeah, we love our national adventure. Let people know where they can find you, if you would, real quick.
Sure, you can see it right there. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever else. We tried TikTok. I don't know if we're doing it, but our national adventure all across the board.
That's right. OMG, Andrew. You're having chicken and rice with green beans.
I know. She's always got to correct me. Thanks, Allison. You see how much I do around here, right?
I think we're having leftovers tonight. Every time I seem to fire up the grill, I'll grill.
I'll be licking it off the floor now.
Yeah.
I wonder if Uncle Brian is
You better
still
just
on.
stay down there in the basement, I guess. Well, all right. Well, we're closing up. Thanks again so much, our national adventure. If there's a link in there for Beyond Beauty, that'd be great. Go over there, tell them it's a NOTB raid. And we'll see you guys next week. I think we're going to put out our little snippet of the video on YouTube just by itself, maybe on Tuesday. And then we'll have our fridge saga.
Yes.
Tuesday. Yeah,
Look
that's
forward to seeing that.
That's a fun one. But yeah, thanks again. Everybody have a great week. Great to see you, Andrew.
Allison is on.
Allison, hold on. Should we bring her in real quick? Don't leave.
Uncle Brian Fortnite with
There she is.
What?
Come here. Come here. We're gonna raid in. We're gonna be. We just wanted to say hi. Chloe went to sleep for 5 seconds. Have a great day.
Chloe went to sleep at 6 p.m. No.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun night.
That's
Yeah,
me.
fun
Terrible.
night.
We'll see everybody next time. I'm gonna end the
Bye.
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 Thank you all.